Are you excited? Immediately starts running. It's okay, baby. We're close.
Hey, I'm on vacation every single day.
Alrighty, so we are on our very last vacation video, and it involves not only a battleship, but also a boat tour of boats. So first things first, let's just hop right on in to that boat tour. Alrighty, let's just go on ahead and dive right into this day. Yes, this is at Nauticus, which is definitely a very fantastic experience. Highly recommend. I was very excited that we got to do this. But before we went and actually traveled through the battleship, we went on a boat tour that took you through all of the military boats that they had in the area and stuff. We got to see a lot of really cool ones, and there was a lot of boats that were actually not often seen on this boat tour. So that in itself made it just a fantastic experience. I'm not going to spoil too much, mainly because I'm filming this, well, recording this, not filming. Recording this later on, and I don't remember what all the boats are called. Also, we did a lot of walking back and forth around the entire boat, up and down, because there was 2 decks. And I genuinely don't remember the majority of it, because a lot of the boat tour was just walking up and down the stairs with the boys, because they absolutely could not decide where they wanted to sit, how they wanted to have their experience, and we left a lot of that up to them. Yeah. So there was quite a few things that I ended up missing, but it was still overall just a very great experience, and I loved this boat. I wish they wanted to stay up here on this upper part more, specifically because that sea breeze felt so nice. I loved it. I loved just having the smell of the ocean right there in my nose, the breeze. I adored it. Like, if I could hang out right up there the entire time, I would have. So I was a little bummed that they kept going back inside, but yeah, you'll see some of the ships, because I tried to get video of the ships as we were passing by them, without being too disrespectful to people in the area. Of course, I can't guarantee that you won't see people. I try very hard to make sure that kids, like faces of other children, aren't shown, but adults and stuff, like, we're on a boat tour with other people. You're bound to see some faces. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was really cool, and the little tidbits that I did remember from the boats is very interesting. And of course, I'll talk about the battleship in great detail, because I remember a lot more of that, because it was much more our own pace and reading things and just able to actually sit there and learn about it, instead of hearing information but also having conversations with 2 toddlers at the same exact time. But yeah, and looking back at these videos right now, I miss Elias's hair. I had to cut his hair. Well, he cut a chunk out of his hair, so I had to fix his hair. I miss his long, beautiful hair. It was so fun. But yeah, after we got done with the boat tour, which, I mean, we were on a boat, so the boys had a lot of fun. They absolutely enjoyed it. We went to this restaurant called Saltine, and first off, this was the entryway. This was up to the host stand. Absolutely beautiful. We got to sit by the bar, so they got to sit on a very tall table, which they were very excited about. And food was absolutely fantastic. I got this delicious mocktail, and the vibes were absolutely beautiful. And we got a lot of oyster shucking. I had a crab cake. Elias had a burger. Levi had mac and cheese, and my uncle had fish tacos. And then, of course, from that boat tour and that very delicious lunch, we have immediately into the battleship. So here is all of that. And would you look at that, it was finally time to go and check out the battleship, which, super cool. I'm going to info dump a bunch of facts onto y'all. when the time comes. But before I get into that, I wanted to give a warning to anybody that hasn't checked this out before and is in the Virginia Beach area. If you have a fear of heights, just be aware of it now, like an extreme fear of heights, that like to get on the boat, you have to go out onto these doors that basically just throw you out right onto this little bridge to the actual boat. So yeah, it's a it's a battleship. It's a big boat. So just be prepared for that. I am somebody that has a very extreme fear of heights, to a ridiculous degree. In fact, the only kind of heights I can actually tolerate is airplanes, and I'm not sure why. But yeah, I think you can see my reaction to the walkway right in this next little clip. Yeah. I had to make sure. Like, you could definitely see that I kind of paused for a minute before continuing on. Yeah, I was not looking forward to it. Don't get me wrong. I love that they have little ways that you can see everything, and I was definitely a little panicked. I felt much better going over the water than I did on the concrete, just because of the fall. But yeah, just be aware that it is high. Now, let's talk about the battleship itself. This is the USS Wisconsin, an Iowa-class battleship built for the Navy in the 1940s. It was completed in 1944 and assigned to the Pacific Theater during World War II. She participated in the Philippines campaign, as well as the battles of Iwo Jima and Okinawa. And I'm apologizing now because I probably pronounced those terribly. During the Korean War, she shelled North Korean targets, after which she was decommissioned. She was reactivated in 1986 and participated in Operation Desert Storm in January to February of 1991. Now, she was last decommissioned in September of 1991. She had spent a total of 14 years in active service, in which she earned 6 battle stars for her service in World War II and a Navy unit commendation for service during the Gulf War. On March 17th of 2006, she was stricken from the Naval Vessel Register and was later donated for permanent use. My apologies, chaos with children, as one could expect. But yeah, she was later donated to be the museum that she is today, which honestly, super awesome experience. She is located in Norfolk, Virginia, and I would highly recommend doing this. Now, there were a lot of aspects to planning out this trip that I just thoroughly enjoyed about the way that they do it. As a main example, you have 2 options on how you tour the actual boat, and your main options are guided or unguided. Now, you can probably tell that we chose the unguided, or rather self-guided variation of touring the battleship, which I think when you have 2 very small children, the self-guided makes a lot more sense. It gives you more freedom to kind of explore it at your own pace, I would assume. Obviously, I can't speak for how the guided version works, but it gave us more time to kind of explore the areas and really let them focus on what they were genuinely interested in while walking around the battleship. There is also an option to purchase more of your experience and be able to tour larger sections of the boat than what they let you. We did not do that, so we had very specific areas that we were and were not allowed into. Alrighty, so Elias, what was your favorite part of the battleship?
My favorite part was the beds.
You know what, that's a really good part. Levi, come here real quick. Levi, what was your favorite part about the battleship?
My favorite part of the battleship was the food area, Uncle Timmy.
Sorry, they were just so eager to help that I felt like that was the perfect opportunity to get a little sidetracked and let them share what their favorite part of it was. So, ironically enough, we're actually in Levi's favorite part of the Battleship. But yeah, like I was originally saying, there is limited access to what you can and can't see based off of how much you spend on your ticket, which I feel like is fair. There are definitely some parts of the Battleship that make the most sense to not have access to unless you are doing a guided tour and etc. I don't know. I feel like it makes more sense, but either way, with the how much we got to see or don't not see, it was still a very cool experience, and you do get to learn a lot. Just like the main focus of what you really get to see on an unguided tour with the very basic ticket, the majority of what you are seeing is how they really lived, because they do give you an entire setup with replications of what it could have looked like food that was most likely eaten, etc. Just to really give you a glimpse into how they were living, which I personally found to be very cool. And my favorite little piece was that they had mint chocolate chip ice cream, which is my personal favorite type of ice cream. So that was just kind of fun little moment there at the ice cream shop. But yeah, I genuinely enjoyed getting a glimpse into how people live on battleships. And I know the boys did too. I mean, they had specific things that they liked, which they shared. But it was a really interesting experience. And of course, I'm sure my uncle has a little different take. I'm glistening from all the sweat. Now, the reason that I would assume my uncle has a very different take on it is just because he's a veteran, and while he is not a Navy veteran, I am sure that he has more understanding of aspects of living in certain situations than I obviously did as a citizen. I just said citizen like I didn't mean civilian. I am so sorry. I'm not good at English. If this isn't the first video you've watched of me doing a voiceover, you know I'm not very good at English most of the time. So, I've done pretty well for the majority of this video. I had to mess up something. And Elias just informed me that the whole reason the beds were his favorite part of the battleship is because he could have slept on them, and it would have been his new home. So, who knows, maybe he'll join the Navy when he's older. We'll see how that goes. And I will say, exploring the actual battleship itself got very hot, as you saw, but this part was a nice little break to just really enjoy the breeze, and it was still hot, don't get me wrong, but it felt really nice after being inside the battleship. And while I know that there's a lot more going on when you're in war and stuff, the fact that they live that way, whew, y'all are brave. Thank you for your service, because I almost fainted just walking through it for the day. And I know, again, there's so much more going on, but it is something that kind of put it a little bit more in perspective. And this last little clip is me just trying to show how high it was and how terrified I was. I hope you enjoy that.
Robot who was more polite than most people.
Right? A robot
Thank you for your business. Please drive safely.
What a polite robot. Levi, as we were walking down to actually leave the ship, he's telling me my favorite part was the pizza place. And I said, where all the food was? And he goes, yeah. I said, the cafeteria? And he said, yeah, that was the best.
Yeah, see, kid, you don't worry about it being hot. Brother complains about it.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E,
That's a response. Okay, well, that was the entire Battleship video, and like I said, it was a really awesome experience. I really, really, really enjoyed it, and the boys really seemed to enjoy it as well. So, that makes it all worth it, honestly, in the end, right? Like, as long as it's experiences that not only they get to have, but they enjoy having, that's all that matters in my book. So yeah, that was the entirety of it, and that was the final big thing that we did for vacation. A lot of vacation really was just hanging out and relaxing and enjoying our time together as a family away from the stress of our everyday lives. And now we're back in routine, and I feel exhausted filming this the night before church. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Hey, I'm on vacation every single day, every single day. Every single day, every single day.